We're back with X6. This will be the final sit-down. So I decided on showing off where the X upgrade capsules are that I skipped last time, and some of the Nightmare Zones that I also skipped. So we're going to start with this place.
How you doing, YouTube land? It's your boy. What's up? Yeah. How you feeling today? Are you playing Mega Man X6?
I hope no one ever says that ever.
I'm playing X6 right now, and it's my favorite X game. What if someone said that they like X6 more than X? Would you just explode?
I just assume that they're either a child, either had insane nostalgia for this game for some reason, like it was their first Mega Man game ever, or they're just trolling. There's no other option. Either they're a kid, they don't know, or they're a child.
But what if they were like, no, sir, I've played X1 and X6 quite often.
It just means that they have horrible taste.
Question of the part: What's in general the game that you really dislike, but people generally seem to like, and you're like, y'all have bad taste? What would that one be, YouTube land?
I know for Spencer it'd be any Bethesda game and Dark Souls.
I wouldn't even say so much Dark Souls, because I understand the appeal there, because everything's, like, games are generally so easy nowadays. But I would definitely say Skyrim. I don't know. If someone was like, I love The Witcher, I'd be like, yeah, okay. Or Dragon Age, or Mass Effect, you know, except for the new ones. I'd be like, okay. But Skyrim? Ugh. Boring. Or if someone was like...
I can't believe that.
Someone was like, Resident Evil 6 is my favorite Resident Evil. Alex. Although he's never said favorite, he just said that he likes it.
I think it is okay. I won't hate it nearly as much as everything else.
It's so bad. What else? Wow, they really do like it. Yeah, just life every single one. I don't know what I'm trying to fit. Like, I don't know what game or anime it's from, but those blocks, those like sentient blocks of just like whatever that they are, those cubes.
What are you talking about?
It reminds me of something. Like, is it Weighted Companion Cube? And if so, what's that from?
Companion Cube's from Portal.
Portal? I've never played Portal, so I don't know why I would have that in my head.
Yeah, and also, like, the Companion Cubes are not even, like, a thing. They're, like, a joke. They don't do anything.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I didn't save that guy.
Rip! You're dead. You're dead, dude. About to get...
Which one's this? Oh, right, it's just going up. Actually, I wanted to do this one first because he tanks here.
Like, for instance, if someone was like... Hi, yes, I've played both versions of Resident Evil 3, and I prefer the remake. I'd be like, what's wrong with you, Bo?
Bo Jackson.
What's wrong with you, Bo Jackson? Why you gotta say that? Why are you the most overrated athlete of all time, Bo Jackson?
What did he do? Was he a baseball player?
So he was both a baseball and a football player, which is pretty cool.
Oh, I think we had this conversation.
Yeah, but he, like, only played for, like, 3 or 4 years. And he has this one play where he was a center fielder and he caught the ball and he, like, ran up the wall. And so he was, like, very talented, but talent does not mean you're the best.
And then he got injured or something?
Yeah, which is, like, obviously unfair, but it just is what it is. You can't be, like, best of all time and then only play, like, 4 or 5 years.
Alright,
Plabs.
So this guy is Dynamo. He was a minor villain in X5. And it's actually weird because X5, the beginning... like story segment has Dynamo in it, but then Dynamo just pretty much vanishes and then his fate is never resolved. And in this game, he shows up in the Nightmare Zones as the boss, and you can never actually defeat him. What he is there for is, if you saw those green souls he was dropping, those are 200 apiece, so that's the easiest way to farm souls in this game to get the max rank. So we'll be beating him a couple times, probably.
That's cool, at least.
Yeah, but even in this game, like, you just defeat him a whole bunch of times, and then he just goes away every time. Alright, so time to do this one. Hopefully, the effect where I can't see anything is not happening. Either I'm going to exit the stage immediately and do something else.
Cool. Bum, bum. And you have 9 lives.
And, yeah, so... Goodbye. Okay, but just to show YouTube land, this is the nightmare effect.
Oh, God.
This only happens a couple times. It's like this stage in Commander Yamark's and maybe one other. But it is the worst one. And it's the worst here because if you remember when I played this last part, there's so many bottomless pits and spikes everywhere. And, yeah. Imagine thinking that was a good challenge.
Yeah. And, I saw some of it earlier. Like, there's some times where you have to hit those little tiny things to open up the door. I forget, like, the weather things that they are. And, they're so far onto the side of the stage and so small that you literally can't see them. Like, it's impossible to see them. You just have to know they're there.
Like, if they're
or just swing everywhere all the time.
The far left or the far right, because it only shows you, like, the middle portion illuminated. Yeah. They're literally invisible.
There was literally 1 or 2 that you actually can't see, and you'd be like, why can't I open this door? Cool. So, that's the point where it's pretty unfair.
Alright, so if you remember the last time when I did this, this stage is really short if you just want to get to the boss immediately, but there's an entire bottom section with more of these light puzzles. So, doesn't that sound fun?
Yes. You know what game I wanted to play recently? SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom.
Yeah. I don't think that game is necessarily, like, funny. Like, that game was made, I think, when SpongeBob was getting not funny, or maybe it was just because front-end writing. I remember it not making me laugh that much, even as a kid.
Yeet. Alright, let's do it. I like the part where the light hurts you.
Yeah, luckily it's like, obviously I'm playing with Black Zero, so it's not taking that much, but still bad. Wait. Got it. Oops.
Wait,
okay.
what?
I'm just, making sure this is good to go before I go back. Also, I don't know if this is a me problem, but look at these platforms. Look how, like, 45-degree angle they are. It's, like, hard to tell what part you're going to stand on, what part is what you can't stand on, and what is background, so it's very confusing to me. Alright,
yeah, I see what you're talking about.
So, here, alright. Oops.
That was cool.
Yo. Alright, so, from here... Okay, let's pan the camera down. From here, where do you think the secret is? There's a secret for where the X upgrade capsule is. Can
On
you
the
hazard
left.
a guess? It's to the left, but look! You just go through the wall! Why is it like
I mean,
this?
to be fair, I never would have... What the heck was that?
If you hold up and jump, it does that.
Oh. I never would have guessed, but since you presented it as it's somewhere here, my 2 thoughts were either one of the spikes were fake, which would be so...
What?
BS. Or,
Why couldn't I wall
left.
jump off that thing? See, look at this. Like, it's just, the platforms are so odd to me. Alright, so to get this, just do death.
I hate that. I hate designs like that.
That's why I wanted to show these, I don't even know if they're called Nightmare Zones. I keep calling them that.
Oh, there's sometimes where you're like, do I have to die to get this? But, like, maybe it's, like, real close or whatever, but, like, dude, to, like, be like, hey, do you want this power-up? You have to die. It's like, dude, that's so bogus.
Yeah, so here is, it's even worse with the spikes. I'm not even gonna try. There's 2 Reploids that I can save. I'm not even gonna try to. It's these 2 guys. And I'm not even gonna get that special weapon tank, because what's the point? I don't need it. But what you're... I guess you're just supposed to come back here with the Shadow Armor, because the Shadow Armor's immune to spikes.
That has to be it.
Because, look, okay, I'm gonna take a death just to show you. But if you even touch the bottom of these spikes, you die.
That's so bogus!
You can't even wall jump off of it.
Can't even touch the very bottom of the sides. Like, okay.
So really, what I'm doing right now is just bashing on this game before I have to do the gate stages, because the gate stages are pure hell to me. I just want to avoid them as long as I can.
Help! Thanks! Help! Thanks!
It didn't heal me!
Saved you, bro!
I really like the Reploid placements where they're just above a bottomless pit as well.
You could get that weapon thing if you damage boost. Alright, does damage boost not work for spikes?
You could, but I really don't need the special weapon tank, because it just restores weapon energy, and for Zero that is like the least helpful thing in the world.
Do 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 do. Well, I have more respect now for Caleb Hart's Hexafectas, where he does Mega Man X 1 through 6.
I'd imagine that he does any percent. I kind of explained this last part.
I'm pretty sure it's 80%.
But all you have to do for any percent, it's really hard. Like, I probably couldn't do it. It's a really hard run. But you just defeat one of the Mavericks, and then you have a weakness for High Max. Then you go into a stage and go into the Nightmare Zone to fight High Max. And then you go straight to the gate stages. You only have to do one of the Maverick stages.
Wow.
But obviously it would be really hard because you don't have anything.
Yeah, I'm honestly not sure. I remember the game taking a while, so maybe he does, like... I don't know.
Maybe he does, like, all 100%? Do you remember that?
It's definitely possible.
X6 100% is also really, really long.
Yeah, I want to say he would beat all 6 games in, like, 6 or 7 hours, so... I don't know, maybe he just makes his own rules up for that. Maybe it's like, doing it with the one boss is too hard or something.
Alright, let's see if RNG is on our side. It was red, but that also could mean another Nightmare Effect, which is the one that is very benign, and not the one where I can't see anything.
Let's do it. Ba-ba. I'm the bass on this song.
Cool. So, yeah, this one.
What's the thing?
If you remember from last time, there's these after images of X that show up that try to ram you. That's a callback to X 5, where the Zero virus literally looked like Zero and would try to ram you. And this game is just, I guess, fan service. I don't know. The Nightmare Effects just do whatever they want.
Well, that's the best kind of game when they're just completely random.
Yeah, and did you notice in the first, when I came here immediately and the stage was not red, it was just grayed out, which you would assume means that there's no Nightmare Effects happening, but that's not how this game works.
See, I don't understand. The red one means that there definitely is, and then normal means
just,
there could be.
It's probably a programming error because this game was so rushed. I really have no idea.
Ba-bum. Yeah, I would not, we said it last time, but I would not say that this is even close to as good as X1 soundtrack, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, I like it.
Like, you said that some people think it's, like, the best of the X series. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah. It's like, it sort of blends that line of good background music and also a good actual song you want to listen to. I don't know if I'd ever actually, like, load this up on YouTube and just listen to it, but, it's nice. Alright, so right here. So, normally you're supposed to do this with the blade armor, which you, if you notice, I did get it last part, or last stage. But I don't like to use X that much, because unfortunately, just like X5, all the health upgrades you get only apply to the character that you're using, so X has no health at all. So what I have to do is damage boost, and I didn't do it.
And then damage boost again.
And damage boost again. Because, yeah, it's over here. It's just...
Not possible.
Yeah. The Blade Armor has a thing where you can direct your air dash in the air. And it's pretty precise. So it makes it, like, a little bit less awkward, but still pretty awkward. Alright. I want 2 to come. Yeah. I can do this. Alright, here we go. Best chance. No, okay.
Oh! Frames.
It was probably like a frame away. Hey, I didn't die. It just
Wait,
took...
and this is just for X, right?
Yeah. I'll show the armors off, but I won't be using X at all, because, like I said, he has literally half the health of Zero at this point. And that's a problem that X5 has as well, where it really does not encourage you to use both the characters. It makes you want to stick with one, because all the health upgrades you get for one character does not apply to the other, which is really confusing to me.
Huh.
Alright. So I'm going to take this off and put on Speedster. Okay. Unfortunately, we have to do the stage again, but whatever.
As long as it's not that same last one. That's like the worst X stage I can think of. It's just so bleh.
This, I don't know. I guess the stage I was just doing is pretty horrible, but I find this one to be more boring, which is arguably worse.
I guess I view X stages kind of like you would Sonic stages, potentially, where it's like, I want to, if I want the option to either go through it very quickly or to take my time. And, like, that last stage, like, is just constantly just log jamming you. And being like, do this thing right here. It's like, it's not the kind of game it is.
Well, this stage, unfortunately, is all about waiting because the trash compactor all the time. I guess I'll put out guard shell.
Are you... Wait, since you press start, does that mean you can, get hurt again?
No. As far as I'm aware, the only way to deactivate that is to go through doors or touch something specific. Also, if I use that move again, it will deactivate the glitch.
I'm supposing that's like a heavy... Well, you probably never watched a speedrun of this, but I'm supposing that's probably a heavy speedrun.
I actually used to
watch... In fact, I'm pretty sure I remember Caleb... I don't remember him explaining it, but I remember him fighting bosses and not getting hurt, and I was like, what in the world is this?
Yeah, no, I actually did watch a guy that used to speedrun this a lot. And, yeah, some of the strategies I do remember from watching him. Now, all my, like, Twitch speedrunning watching days was, like, 2011, 2012, so, like, pretty long ago.
Yeah, you're right. This is kind of just like, alright.
Oh, crap.
What?
I hope I can go through there. Okay. No!
What the hell?
That's so hard because, so the reason why I have to do it all again. This sucks. The reason I was worried is because the nightmare effect for this stage is it either spawns ice, which I think we saw the last part, or it summons those blocks. And those blocks specifically get in your way for this. I guess I'll... Alright. I hope I can get over there. I mean, I do have... I don't know, looked pretty tight. I wasn't even thinking about that. I was like, even when I was practicing, I was like, if I see those blocks, I should just restart.
I guess we'll know with this one. Yeah, this RNG right now is, like, completely not helpful.
Like, I was sort of close, I just wasn't really paying attention. I don't know. It seemed like it was kind of not possible, though.
Slam! Come on and slam. Does anyone like jock jams out there, YouTube land? Jock jams? Yeah. Come on, ride the train. Space Jam. There's other ones. What's your favorite jock jam, YouTube land?
I don't know if this is possible.
Oh my god.
God.
So I'm guessing it's much easier without those dumb blocks.
And I don't even know how this is. I guess the blocks don't really get in that way that much.
Lambs to slaughter, baby.
Alright. So the reason why I had to equip,
Wait, do you even have to do this since you can't get hurt?
I don't think I guess the glitch is active. So the reason I had to equip Speedster is because it doubles my movement speed. I didn't mean to do that. And you can just barely do this with 0 if you double jump. Okay.
Are you supposed to do it with X?
Yeah, you're supposed to do it with the blade armor.
Gotcha.
After I think this is the final part of the shadow armor. I'll show off both the armor sets. And I think this is the last Nightmare Zone I'll show. So, Spencer, what is the one thing you can think of to make a section like the trash compactor even worse?
Moving friggin' floor.
How about auto-scroller?
Oh, auto-scroller. Oh, I don't think we saw this last time.
Yeah, we did not. So, unfortunately, this is kind of boring, but I just wanted to show off this. It's not even... So, I would probably complain about this more if it was harder, but it really is not hard, especially since they give you one of these mech suits. The mech suit cannot be crushed, so no matter where you are in the mech suit, it will stop the trash compactor prematurely. So, you're just kind of walking for a minute, and they spawn some enemies sometimes. That's about it. I guess the challenge is not to destroy the mech, but the mech can also take, like, genuinely like 10 hits before it explodes.
I think everyone just hates auto-scrollers.
Uh-oh. Well, the nightmare effect definitely does make this harder.
Is this something you have to do?
I don't have to do it. The unfortunate thing is that when you're in the nightmare zone, you can't exit the stage even if I completed the stage. So, my choices are do this or die 8 times.
Rip.
So, let's try to do this.
Walk. Yeah, the nightmare effect on this is pretty rough.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to make sure to be on top of all those blocks that show up. Man, I hope they don't screw me over. There's one section that is pretty rough. Alright, just no more blocks. It's almost over. It's really not that long. Just, I think it's coming up right now. Just please don't screw me over. I'm gonna be so mad. Alright, since I'm here, I don't think they can screw me over. Alright, so I think cool. So yeah, after that first half they just stopped. No, get away, bro.
Thanks, life.
It'd also be pretty cool if I upgrade my rank with this.
It's the same dude.
Yeah. Like I said, Dynamo shows up every single time we do a Nightmare Zone.
Hi, I'm Dynamo.
And he basically tells you what his entire purpose is. He's like, I'm collecting souls. Alright, so I think that's it.
Wait, does he usually explode like that? Oh, yeah, but then he just goes away. Hey, JK, I'm going. Bye.
As far, I mean, I'm not 100% certain, but as far as I'm aware, you fight him as many times as you want, and he never actually dies.
That's cool.
He might even show up in X7, but I've never beaten X7.
Oh, yeah,
or
that's
even gotten
the next
past, like,
game.
2 stages.
Next game,
I'm not
baby.
doing X7.
That feel.
PA, is that an upgrade? Alright, so Shadow Armor's complete.
They do give you a lot of stuff to do in this game for being a Mega Man game. Good lord.
Alright, so I did, when you go up a rank, you get an extra upgrade slot. It actually goes to rank UH, which I think just means Ultimate Hunter, and then you can equip all 5 slots, but that requires 9,999 souls, and, yeah, I'm not doing that. Alright, so I want to de-equip Speedster because it's annoying. I'm gonna equip... Oh, I don't have Master Saber on this. That sucks. Alright, so I'll just do this and... Super Recover. And then real quick I'll show off 2 armors. They are unfortunately not that interesting, but I did the work for them.
I'm excited for this glorious...
Yeah, so the Blade Armor is very similar to the Falcon Armor. The Charge Shot looks like that. Not actually super interesting. It's basically a worse version of the completed armor in X4, where it leaves behind like a little bit of a residue when you hit an enemy, but it's not nearly as strong. And then pretty much the defining feature is you can do this and stay in the air for quite a while, actually. Oh, you can even do down. That's interesting. All right, that's it.
Woo!
And Shadow Armor is unique, but it's even worse. Whoops.
That first armor had me on the edge of my seat, so this next one is Shadow.
Yeah, this one they tried to, because they give Zero Saber to X immediately, they tried to make like a Saber version, but it's not really that either. So it looks kind of cool.
Oh.
The charge up is this, and it's actually pretty strong. And the regular shot is this, which is just worse than the regular Buster in every way possible. And you can't use any of your special moves. I guess the one thing that is really good for is it's immune to spikes, which you'll see in the gate stages are literally everywhere. But you can't even air dash. Like, it has no air dash either. So, it's just like X5. X5 has the Guy Armor, which slows you down by half. You can't use any of the sub-weapons, I don't think. But you're immune to spikes. It's basically the same thing. I guess this one's a little bit better than the Guy Armor. Alright, time for the gate stages.
Yeah! Who out there in YouTube land's excited for them gate stages?
Alright, just to make sure. Hyper Dash, Super Recover, Full Recovery, and Buster. Alright. And I should have a full E-Tank probably. Not that I will likely need it, but...
I am stoked.
I wouldn't even say that these stages are hard in terms of bosses or enemies. It's mostly all level design and spikes being everywhere. There's a big hole.
Don't worry.
Alright, so it's basically just no more communication from the alien, thank God. Good start! Oh, by the way, so these platforms right here, if you're playing as Falcon Armor X or regular X, you do not jump high enough to clear them. Even X gets a weapon that is a ice cube that you can stand on top of. Even when you're standing on top of that ice cube, you do not have enough clearance. So either you need to have the Blade Armor or the Shadow Armor, which is an extensive thing to do, or you get a very specific Reploid part called Jumper, which is only found in a very specific area in the ice area. It is very out of the way to get and very hard to do, so that's cool.
That's very cool.
Alright, so what I want to do is just damage boost so I don't actually get hit by these spikes. Alright, so the next part is ice. I can actually do that glitch. Cool, I did it on first try. So... Cool.
What? This, I think, is a remake of Mega Man X music. Or at least the very beginning.
It might be, or just very, very much a rehash. Alright, thank God. So that's pretty much the hardest part, in my opinion.
Ice physics.
Yeah, imagine doing this. Look at how much crap they throw at you. There's lasers everywhere, there's a bunch of enemies. No thank you.
I preferred the other way.
Alright, so here, there's this lava that rises up, and I actually have to be kind of careful here. Because that will one-shot you, and it does come up pretty quickly. And, of course, since they introduced the lava, they're going to put that all over this stage.
Oh, I thought it was a boss.
Just be patient. Just gotta be patient. Alright. So, once again, how could they make this worse? There's already been ice, there's already been spikes. How about making an auto-scroller? These stages are relentless, dude. So, actually, this isn't that hard. It's just mostly spikes appearing out of nowhere. Like, if I jumped there, and I can't even go up these ledges because they're ice, without jumping. That's actually already over, but... Yeah, screw you. Whoever... I don't know what your beef was Capcom, because you made these stages like this on purpose.
Like, as bad as humanly possible.
Yeah,
or
like,
as annoying as humanly possible.
Like, you were put on the X development team, and you're like, I hate my life. I'm going to make this as terrible as possible. And to cap it off, the worst boss of all time is basically like the Yellow Devil, but there's two of them. And, they're not fun.
Cool.
So I can only attack them when the metallic eye in the middle comes out. And of course I get the worst RNG possible, where I can't even use the weakness, so that's cool.
This is me as a boss.
Yeah, and of course the weakness is the most awkward one possible. Alright, so decent energy. I'm actually gonna, because I have a bunch of health and a full recover, I'm just gonna damage boost to do as many hits as possible. Not too bad. And unfortunately, these guys, even though they share a health bar, once you destroy half their health, they do disappear. But the whatever they're made of, that bio-organic material, does stay, and it still hurts you. So what you really want to do is hurt them as much as possible equally.
Time to get serious.
Alright, both my tanks are full, so that's nice. They're so
too fast.
They're so huge, and I'm using Hyper Dash, by the way. So the one's dead. The other one pretty much only has like 2 hits on it. But this is gonna be awkward. If you like do it perfectly, you can get away from
No, I mean that was as good as you could get.
Alright, so this guy's gonna set, so I'm just gonna damage this as much as possible. Cool.
Yeet!
Imagine if I wasn't playing as Black Zero, by the way. This game is garbage.
You know the worst kind of games are the ones that look like they could potentially be cool. Like, this game looks like X5, and
it has
essentially like
it has
X4.
the same controls, and like I like playing a Zero in this game. It's just that the level design is horrendous.
Like, there's some that like obviously look bad, you know, like certain kids games and games that just look awful, and you're like, this looks awful. But a game that looks so promising and looks good, and then you're like, wait a minute, no, it's actually really bad. Like, that's the worst kind of game. Guess what I got?
That's why you want evil.
You use my DNA?
I didn't even know that Reploids had DNA.
Reploid DNA.
I thought that said excrement for a second instead of excitement.
I couldn't contain it!
So I never actually read this. I guess the Nightmare Effect is just based off of Zero's DNA.
Always.
Which is just a rehash of X5's sort of plot.
I feel like Zero's always been more important than Mega Man.
Oh, it's pretty obvious.
Even from 1.
Yeah. And like X has like no like character arc at all. He's like, I don't want to fight, but I have to fight because Sigma's a bad guy.
But even in 1, it's like, you don't play as Zero, but it's like, ma Zero! And then 2, it's like, ma putting Zero back together!
Oh my god. So unfortunately the gate stages get even worse. And this one's a long one.
Y-E-E-T-E-E-E-E.
I will say that luckily there's only 3 gate stages, and the third one is the easiest by far, but this one is a gauntlet. Oh god. I don't know what I was thinking.
Rip.
I wanted to not do a dash jump so I could do an actual double jump. Hello. Don't do that.
Can you do that move or no?
No, I can only do it when there's a platform under me that it will like give away, like if it's an enemy or like a breakable object, or if there's ice physics. Alright. So with Zero, you can kind of cheese this. So this is, you go over to the right and then there's a ladder over there. But you can double jump over here and skip a lot of it. Not a whole ton, because... And luckily, even though there looks like there's spikes there, there's one magic pixel I can stand on. Otherwise this would be unplayable.
I like how that gives you a magic pixel, but the one before, if you touch it from the bottom, it's like, now!
Yeah. It's like, hello,
spikes.
Consistency. Alright, once again, I can kind of skip a lot of this. This is super awkward and super scary. Because there's spikes everywhere. Oh, I can't believe I did this on the first try. I mean, I died immediately, but that
Can I get
count.
a yeet in chat, lads?
Alright, so this is only the first half of the stage. After you beat this boss, it keeps going.
Can I get a pog yeet, please?
So, this is high max. Of course, this version that you're fighting is way easier than the actual stage version. Because of course it is.
Hi, Max. Got him. Wow, it takes nothing.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing about it. And he has so many invisibility frames. Alright, I gotta not stand directly under him. Because otherwise, I should not get hit at all. He pretty much only does 2 moves, and I'm just listening to an audio cue. If he doesn't make any noise, then he does that move, and if he says, like, Disvoid or whatever he says... He like spawns a big electric ball. And the reason why this one's so much easier than the initial one is that he doesn't do that. Okay. Gotta pay attention. I mean, whatever.
Focusing.
The unfortunate thing is that since this is a huge stage, the life recovery does not respawn. But I do have 2 full E-tanks, so it should be fine.
I just don't understand why it takes so friggin' little.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I noticed that this save file doesn't have Master Saber for some reason, which is a Reploid part, which I have always gotten. But I guess I either just didn't rescue that Reploid or it died. But that does make moves like this take more. It's not a whole ton, but it'd probably save like a couple hits. Alright, probably like 2 or 3 more.
I'm gonna say 3 from this point. I think they're gonna be
I'm gonna say 2.
Nah, you're right too.
Oh, you're right.
Wow. Zero looks so funny when he does that spinning move.
Yeah, he looks like Sonic the Hedgehog. Alright.
It's like a kaleidoscope.
So this is the last actual challenging stage, but this one's the worst of all. If I do this first try, it will be a miracle.
Can I get a Trev miracle in chat? Can I get a Pog miracle?
And this is... We were talking about going over to Steve's house. I remember this was the stage that they were on, and it makes sense why they were stuck on it. I guess so.
Wonder if they ever beat it.
I don't know. I don't remember. I think it was up before they did. Alright. So this is Trash Compactor 2.0.
Honestly, let's go.
So what I want to do is just be... Oh god, I'm dead. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately when you do the third Strike and Zeros one, you can't duck for like 10 years. And like, I shouldn't even attacked it because that rolling barrel thing just dies from the Trash Compactor anyway. Alright, 1 of 3 done. It gets worse. You piece of... I've never seen that before. Ever. That's never happened to me before.
It like hit you into like frames or something? Oh, that's so lame.
That's cool.
Focus all the time. What?
I let go of down for some reason. Now I'm scared because I only have 2 lives. And if I die... No, if I die, I do start right here, so that's fine.
Dun, 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 dun. I like how if the thing comes down and you like peek your head up, it's like you died, even though like you're already like ducked down.
Okay. Just do this. Look at this! Look at this! Imagine designing this! Oh god.
No!
So lame.
Rip in peace. Yeah, dang. The fact that there's no checkpoint or anything. Ooh. Two, baby. Those enemies there are just the worst.
Yeah, like giant middle finger to an already impossibly stressful part. Oh my god, thank god. Thank god it's over. This game is over! Except I have to do the worst boss in the game, but...
Like right now?
Yeah.
Well, you have two E-tanks, right?
It's mostly I could fall to an
Oh.
instant death. It's actually not a very hard boss. This is the most infamous boss in this game. So this is Gate. He's invulnerable to every single one of your attacks. The only way that you can hurt him is to break balls that he shoots at you to make other balls that hit him.
Are there platforms everywhere? I think I remember seeing
Yeah,
this.
there's platforms everywhere.
So impressive. Not yet. I am a bad guy. I need to make sure I can fight you.
Wow, what a compelling villain.
Yep.
So what you want to do is just jump between these two platforms the entire stage, because otherwise this gets very complicated very fast with him changing altitudes. And also this boss fight is complete RNG.
So every time you hit that red thing, you could like get like hurt? That's so lame.
Yeah, it's pretty lame. This boss fight is the worst boss fight of all time. Okay. I pushed the X button so much, I cannot describe to you how many times I pushed the X button. Alright, let's reset this. Like I was saying, you see how, like, if you don't go between these two platforms, it gets very complicated very fast?
Well, also the game likes to have the most slowdown of all time.
Yeah, that's the effect of the red one. So there's a blue one, there's a light blue one that he shoots that actually has the effect of pulling you in, and I know you can do the invincibility glitch with that, but no way am I trying that. I'm just gonna tank hits, because
I kind of remember Caleb doing it.
yeah. Especially when you're playing as Red Zero, which, I mean, that's every speedrun category. Wow, he's being pretty nice right now. That's the one you're looking for, the light blue one. No. Oh my god. That was so scary. If you hold up and push attack, it does that downward strike. And I could have definitely seen that screwing me over. Come on, just shoot your stupid orbs. I'm like nervous, so I'm just doing stupid crap. Is it over? Okay, one more. Just shoot your stupid orb, you piece of garbage. Don't do that. Just shoot orbs. Of course not. Of course, it's in the worst spot possible. Yes!
Oh my god.
Alright. this game is officially over because the only thing that's left is the Reploid or the Maverick refights and the easiest Sigma in the entire series. So it's over.
It's free,
over.
lads. It's free.
What time?